Everybody. Good morning, everybody. This is a beautiful day. We're so happy to be here. My name is Shagun Idowu. I have the privilege of serving as the Chief of Economic Opportunity and Inclusion in the administration of Mayor Michelle Wu, and we are very excited. We are very excited to have you here this morning. I want to thank Mike Nichols and the Downtown Boston Bid for providing their space to us this morning for this really exciting and important announcement that has been long awaited for all of us, and we're excited to celebrate with so many small business owners, particularly here in our downtown. I have a 20-minute speech that I'm supposed to read off before Well, I do want to just say a couple of things. First, I want to thank all of our other partners who are in the room. There are literally too many to name, but I saw a few of you, and if I miss you, please charge it to my head and not my heart. But I saw Bob and the SBA. I saw Brooke with AIM. I saw Nicole with BECMA. I see John Hurst and the Retailers Association. I see Eastern Bank represented. There's like 7 of you here. I would name all of you. Who else did I saw Jen and CWK, and who did I miss? Did I miss anyone? Oh, in the chamber. The chamber's represented. I think I saw Casey. So the reason I'm naming all of these partners is because they are one of the reasons that we're here this morning and how this space program came into being. There's a gentleman, Benjamin Elijah Mays, the 6th president of Morehouse College, who once said that the tragedy in life does not lie in not reaching your goals. The tragedy lies in having no goal to reach. And for a long time in this city, we were on the brink of tragedy. There were so many small businesses, there have been for so long, who have had the desire to either open up their first physical location or expand to a new location, and in particular to come to places like downtown and the Seaport and Back Bay, and many have been losing hope, particularly as a result of COVID-19. And what we are proud of is that this is a program that seeks to stave off that tragedy. It is a program that was conceived by Mayor Wu and put together by members of the OEOI team like Aaliyah Forrest and Elijah Miller, working with all the partners. Working with all the partners that I just listed off and so many more who are represented here either physically or in spirit. This program, I said, was conceived by Mayor Wu, and what do you mean? And I'm going to tell you what I mean by that. 2 years ago, the mayor received a phone call from a small business owner who had opened up during COVID. It was a food restaurant, and met some trouble and had to close down his business, despite all of the support that the city had provided during that 2-year period. And he called the mayor and said, I'm going to have to shut down this business. I wanted to let you know, but I do want to reopen. And if I were going to reopen, I would reopen in the downtown if I had the resources. And when the administration inherited this $350 million in the America Rescue Plan, ARPA, the mayor instructed all of the cabinet to come up with transformative ideas. And one of the ideas that she ensured that our team came up with was something that would help move Anthony Caldwell's vision forward, the owner of 50 Kitchen, who I had the pleasure of speaking with this morning, and who, I will say, Mayor, extends his deepest gratitude to you for moving forward on that vision. What this program has sought to do is to provide resources for small business owners who just need a little bit of that support. Owners who have been resilient, who have the best ideas in the world and conceived of them here in Boston, and who just need a little bit of support to advance that vision, to make their dream a reality. And that's what we're here to announce, the first round of those visions that we are planting a seed to help advance. And so that's why I'm happy to have all of you here with us this morning. And but none of you came here to hear from me, and so that's why I hogged the microphone for the last 10 minutes. But seriously, we are so delighted and excited to have a small business owner herself, someone who has spent her entire career making sure that government removes barriers to advancing the dreams and hopes of entrepreneurs all over this city and all over this country. It is my pleasure to introduce the mayor of this city, Mayor Michelle Wu.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much to the best Chief of Economic Opportunity and Inclusion in the country that we are so lucky to have here in Boston, Chief Shogun Iru. I do have some remarks, but I'm missing my cards, so if I could grab them from wherever Anthony is. As any small business owner, I will just extemporize until... Really, the only reason why I ended up in government is because of how frustrated I got when I was trying to open a little tea house and dumpling shop with my family during some incredibly challenging times in my family's life. And we were in a different city then, but many of the tasks felt familiar, I think, to some of the stories that I've heard here as well. The feeling that you were doing everything you could to plan out every detail of your business, trying to design the perfect environment and atmosphere for people to come together, pouring your heart into the offerings, whether it was food and beverage or a different product. And then when you get to the point when you're ready to just go get that signature so you can open your doors, then you descend into this vortex of paperwork and not missed phone calls and not hearing back and confusion. And the whole and your whole family and your whole community suffers for it. And so in Boston, we really want to flip the script. We are here not only to make our processes predictable and easy and convenient, accessible in all languages for all business types. We want to go even further and make sure that permitting is just that baseline that we can make available, and we're going to deliver the resources for your businesses to thrive and contribute to every part of our city. Chief Idawu and his entire team have been working so hard in a moment of tremendous stress for our small businesses in Boston. And we do this because not only is it a time when the pandemic and its ongoing impacts have wreaked havoc on so many of the supply chains and business processes and personnel decisions that have to be made. But as a whole, for our community to heal, for our families to come together, we need the spaces that our small businesses represent as key anchors and hubs in our community that truly can serve everyone, bring everyone together, and build those bonds of community back. That can only happen through the anchors of our neighborhoods, which is our small businesses. And so thank you to everyone who is not only part of this program, but a part of supporting our small businesses every day, the Chamber, Downtown Boston Business Improvement District, who do amazing work day in and day out to keep the area safe, clean, and vibrant and fun. The entire team at the Office of Economic Opportunity Inclusion. I want to thank especially our Director of Business Strategy, Aliyah Hamada Forrest, our Director of Policy, Elijah Miller, Director of Small Business, Alicia Porcena, I see Andrew Grace and Donald Wright and so many others who play a key role holding all the pieces together. Corrine Reynolds, Director of Nightlife Economy, is here. Members of our policy team and our administration and finance team who all helped review more than 350 submissions that we received from small businesses. Thank you. So when Shogun pitched this idea of space grants, my mind went to astronauts, and I wasn't thinking in the right way at first. And the Supporting Pandemic-Affected Community Enterprises grants is really intended to launch us into a new era of support for our small businesses. There are two key goals that he and his team have designed. One, to revitalize our downtown and small businesses in the wake of the pandemic, and two, to address the racial wealth gap here in Boston. Today we're celebrating 24 incredible businesses that will be receiving this first round of space grant funding. These are businesses that many of us know and love and have come to trust, who will be expanding to fill currently vacant storefronts. And there are others that we are excited to see use these funds to open their doors for the very first time. 75% of these businesses are run by people of color. more than 60% by women. From sustainable, gender-neutral clothing, multilingual childcare, community-owned markets and grocery stores, to art and dance studios, gyms, a queer bar, a multimedia outlet focused on Boston's Black community, these businesses are Boston. These are organizations critical to community, run by members of the community they serve, members of the communities they serve. From immigrants and children of immigrants to folks who've been here for generations, they represent a wide range of industries, cuisines, cultures, and art forms, and all of them share a love for our city, committed to ensuring that Boston is a place where people of all backgrounds can access the goods, services, and spaces that make us feel at home. Every business we're celebrating here today started as a dream. It takes so much today to keep those dreams afloat, to make that available to serve our community members. Here in Boston, we want to give these dreams the space to grow and the resources to support and expand and thrive well into the future. Each of these businesses will receive a free one-year membership to the Greater Boston Chamber of Commerce and the Associated Industries of Massachusetts. Thank you to these organizations. And in addition to grant funding, the City of Boston is proud to be providing wraparound support and services to ensure long-term success, from lease negotiation and accounting and tax assistance to regulatory compliance, marketing, and consultation on employee ownership. No more Vortex. This is an enormous investment, but it's also less than 1/3 of the overall funding we've set aside for this program. So, if you are a small business owner, if you have always dreamed of starting a small business right here in Boston, we look forward to seeing your application in one of our future funding rounds. These applications will reopen on October 2nd. Okay, and just to make sure that all of our residents who speak Spanish also can access all the news, otra vez en español. Buenos días, hoy celebramos que 24 empresas increíbles recibirán nuestra primera ronda de subvenciones SPACE. Somos negocios que muchos de nosotros conocemos y amamos y en los que hemos llegado a confiar, que se expandirán para llenar espacios actualmente vacíos, así como otros que nos ilusiona que utilicen estos fondos para abrir sus puertas por primera vez. El 75% de esas empresas están dirigidas por personas de color y más del 60% son propiedad de mujeres. Estas empresas representan la diversidad de Boston, todo Boston. Entre ellas hay fabricantes de ropa sostenible y de género neutro, galerías multilingües, mercados y tiendas de comestibles, estudios de arte y danza, gimnasios, un bar queer y un centro multimedia dedicado a la comunidad negra de Boston. Están dirigidas por miembros de las comunidades a las que sirven, inmigrantes y hijos de inmigrantes y personas que llevan generaciones aquí. Representan una amplia gama de industrias, cocinas, culturas y formas de arte, pero todos ellos comparten el amor por nuestra ciudad y se comprometen a garantizar que Boston sea un lugar donde personas de todos los orígenes pueden acceder a bienes, servicios y espacios que les hagan sentirse como en casa. Todas las empresas que celebramos hoy aquí empezarán como un sueño. Así que aquí en Boston estamos dando a los sueños el espacio para crecer y los recursos y el apoyo para expandirse y prosperar en el futuro. Cada una de estas empresas recibirá una afiliación gratuita de 1 año a la Cámara de Comercio de Boston y a la Associated Industries of Massachusetts, AIM. Además de la subvención, la ciudad de Boston se enorgullece de ofrecer apoyo y servicios integrales para garantizar el éxito a largo plazo, incluyendo ayuda con la negociación del contrato de arrendamiento y asistencia contable y fiscal. Esta es una inversión enorme pero también de menos de 1/3 de la financiación global que hemos reservado para este programa. Por lo tanto, si usted es propietario de una pequeña empresa o siempre ha soñado con crear una pequeña empresa aquí mismo en Boston, esperamos ver su solicitud en una de nuestras futuras rondas de financiación. Las solicitudes se reabrirán el 2 de octubre. Entonces, gracias a todos los miembros de nuestra comunidad, los líderes en Boston. Thank you so much, everyone, for all that you are doing today and into the future for our small business community.
Thank you, Mayor. And y'all, it's hot in here. But it's because there's so many people downtown, John. There's so many people downtown. So I just want to thank, there are some additional folks here. I saw Kristen McSwain from our office. I saw Shakia Scott and Shanice Wallace. The reason why the mayor is calling out so many folks in this room is because this work is not done alone. And so we always want to be grateful for the folks who are putting in the time and the effort to create successful programs like these and to support our small business owners. Because it's so, and I saw Sarah DeLude as well. So there are 24 business owners here or represented. Not all 24 are going to speak because it's hot, but we do have 3 with us that are standing behind me. And I'm going to invite Aaliyah Forrest, who's our Director of Business Strategy, to come up and introduce these business owners. So we're going to share a little bit about their story and about this program and its impact.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Mayor. I am so proud to be part of this team and so proud of this program. I'm so excited to introduce 3 of the 24 grantees. If you're a grantee, space grantee in the house, say woohoo! That's awesome. You should all meet them. They're all here, so now's the time to get to know their business. There's also a list here if you want to learn more. I get to invite the following business owners to share a little bit more about their story, about why they applied for the space grant and what they're going to spend it on, where they might find themselves, and why Boston. As our chief said, we had over 350 applicants for this program, so we know that businesses want to be in the city and contact our office every day to find out where they should be and how we can help them. So we have Julio Cesar Roman of Microplant Studio, Aku Diabahate, Boldskin Babe, and Murad Bazoudi of Moroccan Fusion. I'm going to invite Julio up first.
Thank you for the introduction. Mayor Will, your Spanish is actually pretty good. I hope my English is as good as yours. Buenas tardes. I love it. We sound like a church now. Greetings. Thank you, everyone that played a role in launching the Space Grant Initiative. It's an honor to be part of a unique, creative initiative that supports Boston small businesses by providing us financial support and technical support as well. Thank you for acknowledging the long hours that we invest in our business, but also the value that we bring to Boston. The fact is, when small businesses opens in neighborhood, it increases our sense of community, our safety, creates jobs, and the fact is also increases the value of real estate. It is a win for all. Since 1997, I have called Boston my home, the city where I received my Bachelor's of Fine Arts and my Master of Public Policy, worked in the nonprofit sector, danced all night long, believe it or not, and started my business. Well, I'm originally from Puerto Rico, Huepa. And as you guys already know, I am Julio Cesar Roman. I am the founder and owner of Microplant Studio, the first Latino plant store in New England, and the first plant business that started 3D designs and also prints pots and vases. In 2017, I started my business online from my South End Art Studio apartment. In 2018, I officially opened our first location in Southie. We're known for selling pots, plants, flowers, facilitating workshops, providing personalized plant services, elaborate window displays, but most importantly, we bring smiles to people's faces, and we are connected to the community. The future microplant studio is even brighter thanks to the grant. The grant will fund the opening of a historical second location. The new location will be much bigger. It will house a 3D lab, plant bar, a green room, and have an outdoor space and create jobs. This means Boston will become home to the first plant business with a 3D lab, providing us with an opportunity to redefine the traditional retail experiences for customers and what a plant business could be, becoming a maker space where you explore your artistic side while connecting with people with similar interests, the love of plants and technology. Finally, it is our goal to connect our business with Boston Nightlife Initiative, expanding our business hours, a space where you be encouraged to learn about plants, interact with others, relax by yourself, and increase your sense of community by attending workshops with friends, family members, or even a date. Why not, right? Thank you to the City of Boston for intentionally investing in small businesses like mine and supporting our dreams, as you stated very clearly. Together, we will build a vibrant, greener Boston for all. Gracias.
Hi, everyone. And before I start my speech, I would like to take a moment of silence dedicated to my mom that I lost in April. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, wow, just wow. Who could have guessed that a small town girl from Senegal, a third world country, would end up right here, talking about the fabulous company Boleskine Babe, in the land of opportunity, the United States of America. I mean, seriously, pinch me. Hello, everyone. My name is Aku, and I go by, my name is Khadijatu Aku Jabahade, and I go by Aku, and I'm the founder and the CEO of Boleskine Babe, LLC. Now, I've been calling Boston, Massachusetts, my home away from home 13 years ago. And let me tell you, starting a new life chapter in a different culture and a piece of cake. But I appreciate all the folks in Boston who gave me the space and allowed me to be my true self. For that, I'll be forever grateful, and they deserve a round of applause. Now, let's talk about 2019 and 2020, when the whole world was turned upside down due to the pandemic. Many of friends and family members of our community we have lost during this time, sorrows and prayers. It was tough, no doubt, but amidst all of the chaos and grief, a self-care movement emerged. And all it took the silver lining, I'm grateful for it giving us a moment to slow down and take care of ourselves. I mean, who would have known we needed a break to recharge and reflect on what is important in our life? And guess what? The whole world began to shut down. Boleskine Babe was busy doing extraordinary. We began a new business in the middle of the pandemic. Very early on, we realized that there is more than 23.5% of people of color that didn't have no clue about skincare. I mean, really, we all deserve some love and pampering, right? But hey, that's where Boleskine Babe scoop up and save the day. We create an opportunity to educate our people about the right product to use for their skin. Because trust me, research has shown many products out there can be very damaging to our skin. Boleskine Babe is not just a company, it's a community. When you step in our abode, you will leave feeling like you're walking on clouds of serenity. We take care of your skin, but yes, we go beyond that. We offer an array of services, but most importantly, we're here to listen and chat about everyday life in the most discreet way. And did I mention one important part? Our team is a cultural reflection to our clientele. Representation matters, and we got you covered. There is more to the story. 3 years since we opened our door, we're opening our third location thanks to the incredible support from the Boston City Hall and Mayor Wu. With the city help, we are setting up a shop in the heart of downtown Boston. Picture this. You're working in the office all day, feeling exhausted from the daily grind. Your lunch break no longer has to be just a sandwich run. You can have an option to receive an express facial that help you rejuvenate your mood and productive. So let's celebrate the love, laughter, beautiful skin all around, because together we provide our client with life-changing services and make Bold Skin Babe an even bolder force in self-care. In conclusion, my fellow Bold Skin Babe supporter, I want to say thank you, because without you, none of this would be possible. There is an African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far in life, go together. I truly believe that community is the cornerstone of the success of small businesses, and that small businesses are the backbone of our society. I want to say thank you to the wonderful people of Boston for embracing me and supporting our mission. Thank you to all my staff, Regine Desir, Luna Charles, Genesis Santos, Ellen Paulson, Alexia J, best of all, Sarah Volmer. Thank you to our accountant, Elizabeth Johnson, for always making sure that the business excelled. And thank you to our business advisor, Anna Maven Forster, for giving us the best advices. And stay fabulous, stay bold, and Bold Skin Babes is where the clear skin reside. Thank you, and thank you, Mayor Wu.
Hello everyone, my name is Morad, the owner of Moroccan Fusion. Moroccan Fusion started in 2016. We started as a food truck, doing business in the streets of Boston. It's a Moroccan Fusion, so basically something similar to Chipotle, but we create our food using spices we brought with us. So starting as a food truck, I always saw an opportunity grow, and the first time came growth since we opened 2016 was 2019. We kept looking at spaces. We looked at Boston Public Market and we saw that was a perfect fit for Moroccan Fusion. Right when our shop was ready, right before we opened, the pandemic happened. We had to close for 6 to 7 months, and that was pretty tough for our business. We reopened after in the middle of the pandemic. It was a pretty rocky road for us. However, things got better little by little when Boston came back to life. From here, I want to thank the mayor. I want to thank everyone that is involved in this program, one by one. Unfortunately, I don't have names or companies, but I just want to say thank you very much. And also I want to say congratulations to me, to Moroccan Fusion, and to every single one over here that took advantage of this. Thank you for picking Moroccan Fusion as a business of the businesses that you believed in is going to be successful in the past, present, and the future. I love Boston. I love because I see an opportunity in every single corner of Boston City. Thank you very much.
If you got I know Aaliyah had you do whoop, but if you can just wave your hand, just so people can identify all the businesses in the room. So I have one more person to bring up here. First, I saw Mike Firestone and Dan Lander, so I wanted to thank them, and Hans Bastian. See, I'm gonna keep calling names, But there is a gentleman here representing a very important partner of the city of Boston. I had a chance to work with Mike Nichols when we both were on the Boston City Council, serving different city councilors, and have seen him in different various leadership positions in the city, providing so much support for our small businesses and our residents. I saw George earlier and Anita. But the reason that we have the bid making some comments today is twofold. One, because, as the mayor said, the import of this program was to ensure we were supporting our downtown area, which has, of course, like every downtown across the country, has been hit by COVID, but we see a rise for our downtown, and this is an effort to help continuing to support that rise. But also because I was saying to Greg earlier that if the downtown bid gave us a bill for all of the support that they've been providing us on this program, the city would be in debt because Mike and his team have been so committed to making sure that all of the businesses, whether they get a grant or not, which is important because for a lot of programs, only the people who are getting the resource or who are awarded something get the support. But the bid has been very adamant about making sure, even if they don't get the grant in the first round, that they are still providing the support to help find a space, to have the conversation with the landlord, or to connect them to partners across the city. And so I want to invite Mike to share up why this program is important, to talk a little bit about the bid. But again, we are so grateful for your partnership in supporting this program.
Well, welcome everyone downtown. It truly is so good to see you here in person in the heart of downtown Boston. On behalf of the downtown bid, thank you for spending your time with us today, and congratulations one more time to each of you grantees for all it took to get to today. However, I think you know, most of you, that the hardest work is still ahead of you. And so that's where the downtown bid and the collection and the network of terrific partners that you've heard about today stand poised and ready to help you, to lift you up and to carry you forward along with the city into your business getting open, operating, and most importantly, succeeding in Boston, downtown, and throughout our city. I want to thank Mayor Wu, the City of Boston, Chief Wu, Daniel, Aaliyah, Elijah, Andrew, and everyone from the city that helped make this possible. Today's announcement's been supported by the terrific number of important public-private partnerships that have been highlighted today. And when it comes to downtown Boston, what's most important to us is not just that we revitalize downtown Boston, but we revitalize and enhance downtown Boston, that we sprint forward into the new normal and the new reality of what will be this neighborhood. We've come through war, we've come through depression, we've come through recession in downtown Boston and throughout the city. And every time we have built back something for that generation that is better than what was here before. And the pandemic and the post-pandemic build back will be nothing different. It is an opportunity to build this neighborhood and a number of places around our city anew. And this neighborhood will be one that will be greener, that will be more active. It will be filled with arts, culture, programming, and small businesses that reflect the tremendous diversity of Boston. The future of our city and our downtown is in this room today. We are already hearing and seeing that this program has lowered the barrier to entry in downtown and erases historic perceptions of who can operate a successful business downtown. The downtown bid is poised along with our terrific team, and I want to thank Anita Laura Sala and Sean Webster who are here today, who I think every grantee in the room has heard from a few times. Thank you guys. The downtown bid is poised today to, as Suga noted, help everybody, both those of you who received funds, those of you who even have interest in other neighborhoods but believe maybe your next location could be downtown, or those who've not yet accessed the important funds of this program, to speak with us, and we will provide you support in identifying spaces, in identifying landlords who are interested in having your type of business in a building downtown, and once you get open to ensuring that you succeed downtown for the good of our city. So thank you all for being here.
Any on-topic questions from the media?
James Sand, Bank of Business. Can you paint a picture for what sort of concrete goals you think this program will help achieve within 2 years? And put it in context with the situation with office tenants, sort of leaving, potentially leaving new spaces.
Did everyone hear the question? So the question is essentially, what are the goals of this program in the next 2 years, considering what's going on with downtown office buildings, if I have that? Okay. So, again, this program is meant to entice folks to come back downtown. Well, what we've heard from so many customers, even before I'll just say for the role I had previously, people go to places where they know the businesses, where it's serving their needs, where they know the business owners, which is why we're proud of the fact that, as the mayor mentioned, 75% of the folks who are getting this grant in the first round are people of color, and many of them are coming into the downtown area. We know that that is one thing that will attract more people of color to come downtown, residents to come downtown. I'll just say growing up in the city, I would come downtown because there were things that I saw for me as a kid, and I wasn't acting up. But because I was with my grandmother sometimes. But the point is that if there are businesses down here that reflect not only the people that we want to see down here, but also their needs, that's what's going to bring folks down here. So what we know that we'll see is a resurgence of folks who are coming down here to support our businesses. And that includes office workers, but also residents and tourists. Sure. I mean, so as the mayor mentioned, there's 2.8 million going out in this round. We've got 9 million, 24 in this round. So I think, you multiply that. Our goal is to get this to as many businesses as possible. And so therefore we know that there will be a lot, I don't have a specific number, but we intend for, 50 or 60 businesses to either open their first store or their next store. And we want to make sure we're locating many of them here in the downtown or other neighborhoods that have had that barrier.
I'll just add that we believe in Boston having all of the components to really be the leading city coming out of the pandemic. We have a diversity of industries anchoring our economy here. Many of them are not only the growth industries of the future that every city is envious and trying to build, really focus on the ideas economy, the green economy, but they're also industries anchoring our workforce overall that are disproportionately in person, whether it is life sciences, healthcare, tourism, and that kind of virtuous cycle of foot traffic and where people choose to, whether they choose to come and do their work and then go home or stick around, get a facial, right? get an express facial, get a drink, stop by and pick up some beautiful floral arrangement to go home and just enjoy time with their coworkers or friends. There's a density of options that really is going to be what provides that extra pull. We want every neighborhood to be a destination, including downtown and including all of our commercial Main Streets districts, and there has to be a lot more flow going in both directions. We want downtown to be more of a residential neighborhood as well. We want everyone to come back and work in person, and we know that the appetite is there, the hunger for collaboration, and when there are special events that have been planned, whether through the bid or through the city, the turnout at events these days is through the roof. People are looking for opportunities to connect and be in community again, have fun, and build back relationships that they've so sorely been missing. And we just want to help create the range of options that makes it fun so that you can always have something new and exciting and interesting to learn and enjoy and see. And as the chief mentioned, it's really important that the range of options also reflects and therefore is completely welcoming to and empowering of the full range of diversity of our community members. To be able to encourage everyone to contribute and to stay downtown and to make the most of the opportunities here. We to be a city for everyone, we have to have businesses that reflect everyone. And so this is a really exciting part of this program, and we're so grateful to the small business owners for taking this leap with us.
About downtown, not exactly about this program, but I know last week or a couple weeks ago, the administration announced tax abatement for office to residential conversions. Is that sort of the only piece you see in this push to encourage more conversions downtown, or do you anticipate coming out with other initiatives to push that forward?
So when it comes to trying to, so that program, for example, sits at the intersection of a number of different really important goals that the city has. One is around the revitalization and vibrancy of downtown connected to the larger economy. One is also housing production. And so on that front, there will be more coming. We are working from every possible angle to make land available, to create the financial incentives, to partner with organizations and other levels of government to create, even in this very difficult interest rate climate and development climate, the pathways for development of housing to happen. We want more housing, we want more affordability everywhere in the city, including in this area as well. And so whether it's the pipeline of already approved housing proposals that have not yet gone into construction and permitting for construction, or large parcels of publicly owned land or public buildings that we have the chance to redevelop with housing incorporated, that is all going to feed into foot traffic and vitality of all of our neighborhoods as well. We're also really focusing on planning and zoning as a tool there, particularly when we think about our commercial business districts. Many of these neighborhood small business corridors would benefit from more housing incorporated on top of some of the ground floor retail that could then have built-in customer bases right there in our neighborhoods as well, and flowing between our neighborhoods and downtown in addition. And then when it comes to the vitality here, I mean, this is why partnerships with the BID, the Chamber, AIM, and BECMA, and all of our organizations are so powerful, because everyone is trying their best right now and putting a lot into getting folks here and creating the opportunities to enjoy being in person. When we all coordinate and get on the same page about a specific day or a type of event or a major initiative together, that can really amplify the impact. And so I want to hand it over to the chief and Mike Nichols as well to see if you have any other thoughts on what other ways to get people downtown. I will say also, we cannot have this conversation about whether people make the choice to come in person to any location without talking about transportation infrastructure and the MBTA. And so that has got to be an area of focus for all of us, whether it's the city's effort to really improve the bus experience because we have the ability to affect street design and dedicated bus lanes and traffic signals, or really partnering with the state to continue pushing on removing barriers for transit riders, getting these slow zones lifted, and even little adjustments like the schedule and timing of commuter rail schedules to better accommodate after work events and hours so that people don't feel like they have to make that one train, or otherwise they're stuck here for an hour and a half or 2 hours. All of that has to be factored into what we're doing here today. Another very important area, and I'm glad Kristen is here, McSwain from our office, childcare infrastructure, major barrier as we're thinking about caretakers and caregivers in the workforce, especially women who left the workforce throughout the pandemic because the disproportionate impact of caregiving responsibilities. And so we're doing some really hard work there around how to empower and expand the opportunities for childcare to be accessible as well.
Yeah, Greg, I'd say, the BID is leaning into the sort of 80-page cities revitalization report that came out last year that has a number of different initiatives. And so I think what the mayor said is spot on, that it is, destination art programming culture. It is bringing more residents downtown. It is better supporting the tourism community that frankly has exploded beyond what it was before the pandemic downtown right now. It's catalyzing more restaurants and bars to open. We have more than 130 bars and restaurants open today downtown, which is actually more than we had in 2019 before the pandemic. So people are looking for these in-person opportunities to gather, and we need to be providing both in our public realm on our streets with fairs and festivals, and in bars, restaurants, and more flexible programming spaces, the opportunity for people to have a destination reason to come downtown, not something that they could have done in the burbs or somewhere else in the world. And so I think that's where we're trying to invest our energies. Many of you in the room today know that behind us, actually over the course of this past winter, was a 3-month-long pop-up that the BID did, a daytime art gallery, a nighttime event space that brought thousands of people downtown in the heart of winter to what was then and fairly soon won't be still a vacant storefront. And so we need to get more flexible about the way that we're using space in the city to activate it, to bring people together like we're here today. And the city has been a really terrific partner in that. We look forward to continuing to work with them on it.
Just to add to It's going to be a long article that you write. But just to say, in addition to all that's been shared, I saw Corrine Reynolds earlier, who's our Director of Nightlife Economy, and so we're also thinking about how we are turning downtown into a 24-hour neighborhood, which is something that we've been hearing from young people, from residents, et cetera. So I know she's working on the types of events that we have here that will attract people. I will say, though, too, that downtown is not a standalone. Like, there's not like a downtown and then City of Boston. And so all the things that we're doing here are impacting the entire city. If we don't make the city, to the mayor's point, a place that workers want to live and reside in, then we don't have that base of residents to come to the downtown in their leisure time to bring their families and enjoy all that downtown has to offer. And so, again, that's why programs like Space are not standalones, but are intended to make sure that, yes, we're bringing the types of businesses people want to see that are down here, but also you'll note that for a lot of the folks on this list, some of them are going to one of the 23 neighborhoods, again, ensuring that people want to stay here, keep their families here, and will come downtown at various points of the day. I will also say, you had asked the question earlier about the 2-year period. These are not standalone programs. I know we say 2 years, but earlier this year in April, the mayor announced the first 30 Legacy Business Awardees, which honors businesses that have been around for 10 years or more. And the intent of a program like this is to link it to the Legacy Business Program, that we are helping a business open their first location in a particular neighborhood, but 10 years from now, we want to be able to come back and say, you are now eligible for the Legacy Business Award, and that's why the wraparound services that Aaliyah and Elijah and Alicia and the rest of the team are providing are intended to make sure that these businesses are here for many, many, many years. I want to be able to come down, I haven't gotten a facial before, but I will try. But we want to be able to come back in 10, 15 years and go to Bold Skin Babe and support that business and support the second, third, and fourth location around the city or around the region because of programs like Space. So again, just to say, long-term goals as well as short-term, and this is meant to impact downtown and the rest of the city. Seeing no more questions. So now the moment that at least half of the room has been waiting for, which is we are going to take this check, which we know is not big enough to contain $2.8 million, but we're going to take this check to the area over here, I think, and we're going to ask all of the awardees and EOI staff and partners and, oh, yes, and there's one more group I want to thank, because that's what we're doing today. I want to thank Clarion and CBRE, the building that we're in right now, providing this space, and for giving us the space over there to take this picture with this giant check along with the mayor. So we're going to ask that you meet us over here, and if you're, and folks are going to bring their materials with them.
Quick picture, Mayor.
Oh, I did my best. I wish if I could do more time. Thank you.